It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and let's talk Mallee Netball now. Joining me on the line, she's back again, Nicole McMahon. How are you?
Hello, Jason. I'm well. How are you?
Going okay. Can't complain. All is well here. Particularly, we had the Sports Show Cup on the weekend, and I think my girls might have had a win.
Yes. Thank you.
Only just. What a game. Match of the round stuff.
It was definitely the match of the round. Lamoureux, probably the one that got away. I think they're kicking themselves. They were up by 2 at three-quarter time, and then Peak just came out, had an absolute ripper for the last quarter. They shot 9 from 9 goals straight out, didn't miss a beat. I'd love to know what coaches Carol and Bianca down the sidelines at three-quarter time, because it certainly worked. The Lamoureux certainly had their chances. They had more scoring opportunities, but just unforced areas. They would have these beautiful plays, playing possession style netball, which really seemed to suit them. There might have been quite a few passes, but it worked. They were getting the ball in. But then suddenly, just throw away a few balls. But they're a clever team. I've got full faith. They've got a clever coach, Uriel, so they will come back from this stronger. But Pete Scour Rundle through the centre had a consistent game, as well as defender Adelia Stevenson, doing her job really well in defence, rebounding well, and taking advantage of a few missed goals. Lamoureux's goal defence and new recruit Emily Tonkin, again, having a really solid game. She teamed up really well with Alicia Nagel, who come up to A grade, and a really impressive game. She had a hard task ahead of her against Bianca Carl, but did really well and made it hard for the Peak feeders. So Lamoureux certainly played well, just not quite good enough.
Not far away, though, and the Peak girls probably lucky to get away with it. But look, a win's a win. We're going to take it, all right?
That's it. Yeah, you can have. I'd say, we don't care, whatever. But it's there's only six teams in our association, and often there's two outlying teams. That's a guaranteed win. They'll be in the bottom two or whatever. But I just think it's going to be close this year. I'm hoping it's going to be close, because otherwise it might be Lamoureux. That's one of the outliers. But no, I think it's really disappointing for Lamoureux. They're going to have to get this week's win under their belt.
Well, the one thing that's for sure is there's no such thing as an easy game in Mallee Netball at the moment, that's for sure. So let's move on and have a look at the Pinaroo side, who at the moment they're flying, and they won again over the weekend, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I probably thought it might be a little bit closer than this. But Pinaroo, I think they took a few weeks to kind of find their form, but now they are playing some really good netball. Pinaroo's Lara Moody, Tash Manning and Steph Earl, all playing well, and that's I think they've been the team of the week, those girls, for a few weeks, and that's really making a difference, just having those strong, consistent netballers. Maribel's Kiana Marshman, again starting for them in goals, but just not quite good enough. But I think, Maribel probably had other things on their mind. They had their ladies' day following that game, so they wouldn't have minded. They would have, been straight off the court and into the champagne. So it's all good.
Absolutely no doubt about that. Ladies' day, and actually it was quite a few of them across our Flow network over the weekend, both in South Australia and Victoria.
Every day is Ladies' Day, isn't it? Well, it was it Mother's Day, or was that the week before?
That might have been I'm not sure. I think it might have been actually last. Yes, yeah, surely. Yes, yeah, we'll go with that. Surely you got looked after for Mother's Day. Come on.
I did. Whatever day it was, I did. I got very spoiled. So, yeah. All good.
All right. And last match of the round was, there wasn't much in this, but BDT at the moment have got some issues.
Oh, they do, but probably a lot of them are out of their control. Just, COVID and players being away. They have not had a consistent side, 3 or 4 players out every week. The poor buggers. But Karoonda, on the other hand, just really consistent netball. They've had quite a consistent, at least probably 5 or 6 players, and just demonstrating such class with their game. I know you don't want to peak in round 1, but I feel like Karoonda have been building to this for the last few years, and just playing, that solid 4 quarters of netball again. BDT, they had to mix it up. They had young defender Lucy Dow, who's a great defender, but threw her in goals for the first half, and that actually worked really well. But then they needed her back in defence. Abby Pake and Kiara Pake, again, just absolutely dominating, appearing in the team of the week, both in their 3 from 3 weeks. Abby, their goal shooter, has just been performing so consistently, and it's hard to beat a team with such a consistent, accurate goal shooter. And there would have been a great tussle as well through that centre court with Kiara Pake and BDT's Holly Hughes. But I think, this is exciting for Karoonda. We haven't seen a start like this from them for probably 10 or 15 years. So excited to see what's more to come over the next few weeks or months for them.
It's exciting all round for Karoonda at the moment. They're playing some brilliant netball, and good on them. They were pretty good last year throughout the season, and it's coming home to roost now. But look, the team of the week, how'd you go this week?
Team of the week, yes. So we had, as I said, goalies Abby Pake again appearing in there, 3 from 3. Lara Moody, I think she's been in there the last couple of times as well, and Kiana Marshman. Actually, I think that's the same 3 goalies as last week. So there you go. Centre court, Kiara Pake, 3 from 3. Holly Hughes, she's been in there a few times from BDT. Kiara Rundle, her debut appearance from Peak. And Natasha Venning from Pinaroo. And in defence, we had Steph Heineke from Pinaroo, Emily Tonkin from Lamoureux, and Adelia Stevenson from Peak. And substitutes were Alana Bowley from Lamoureux and Frances Buchanan from Karoonda.
There you go. So that's your team of the week. Let's have a look at matches in this round 4 in Mallee Netball. And we'll start with, well, I guess it's a traditional rivalry, isn't it, this one? Lamoureux and BDT. You love playing each other, and, well, you're going to get another chance.
Yeah, we will. And this is, of course, the rematch of last year's grand final. I think, it's a tough one to pick. BDT, unfortunately, not at full strength. So, gone are the days of, last year's grand final, there was, Emily Richo and Cassie Welcher and those types of players. So, completely different lineups on both sides of the team, but both will be desperate for that win nonetheless. And as I said, Lamoureux really need to get this win on the board. And I think what's probably most frustrating for Lamoureux is that they very much know that they can do it, so they just have to do it. So to Lamoureux's advantage, I'm told BDT have Denny Burling out. I've got that name wrong. She's married now. I can't give her new last name. But Denny Burling, very strong wing defence, as well as their new defender, Taylor Francis. Possibly Em Richo sidelined for one more week while she recovers from an injury. Lamoureux looking at full strength though. And yeah, as I said, coming off last week's loss, I think they'll come out quite strong. I know they've been training really hard and have been quite focused. So I think they'll come out and play the netball they're capable of. So yeah, let's go Lamoureux. I'll pick Lamoureux for the win.
As you should, and I'm not trying to rub this in, but it's a point that probably needs to be made with this grand final rematch. And if I'd said to you, grand final day while you were celebrating, you guys are going to play off again next in round 4. And between yous, you'll have just the one win. I would have been laughed out of the building, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think there's probably just the one win. There's probably just probably 2 players from each side that are in the team too. So it's all changed. But it's early days. These 2 sides could still. I know I said Lamoureux have got to get this win, but they could still end up in the top 2 yet. So it is early days. We won't get too ahead of ourselves. These 2 teams could very well be lining up grand final day again.
No reason they couldn't be. There's a couple of teams that might have something to say about that. One of them is Pinaroo, who probably will feel aggrieved they weren't there last year, but you've got to get it done at the right time of year. They're in fine form to start this year again, and they'll take on Peak, who have started all right as well. Just snuck over the line last week, but you'd think Pinaroo will start as favourites here.
Yeah, I think so. Pinaroo this year, just have those key players back, like Steph Heineke, Zara Keogh, Abby Keogh, who really make a big difference. Pinaroo, unfortunately, though, won't have their coach Zara Keogh playing due to a niggling calf injury, but their fearless leader will be coaching from the sidelines. They will welcome back Abby, who's been playing league or league reserve, so she's always very handy to have on Pinaroo's score sheet. Peak, though, have no Adelia Stevenson, who I've said her name a few times. She's appeared in the Team of the Week. So she will probably leave a bit of a gap in their defence. They will still have Maddie Farley, who's quite strong back there. They also have Casey Cameron out. They are welcoming back Georgia Ballard, who has been out due to being in the national softball team, which is pretty cool. So she'll be a good pickup for them. But, yeah, I think Pinaroo will be too strong and will take the win.
There you go. And Karoonda will take on Murrayville. Now, Karoonda are flying at the moment. This is a team that just doesn't look like it's going to lose at any stage, and I think they'll beat Murrayville again.
Yeah, I think you're right. What could make it interesting, though, is Murrayville, who are unfortunately a few players short due to COVID and players being away, have got Stacey Merza-Bruin lining up, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
She will line up very well against Karoonda's Shaylin Paik. I'd love to see that tussle. And Karoonda are also welcoming back Skylar Bougen after she was away last week. And yeah, I think Karoonda are probably just playing too good a netball all down the court. But, you know, Murrayville was having Stacey there, and, you know, she's got some good feeders such as Leah Heinze and Kirsty Heinze, so she could go all right. So, you know, I won't say that Karoonda will be a walk in the park for them by all means, but I do think they will get the win.
All right. Well, another big round 4 of matches in Mallee Netball. Anything else for us, Nicole, before we wrap it?
No, that's all for this week. Thanks, Jason.
Good work, mate. Good luck on the weekend, and we'll
Thank
catch up with you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Have a good evening.